They never talk about also that what took place on October 7 in the kibbutzim, the slaughter that took place, Palestinian citizens participated in it, including some who were befriended by the Jews, who were quite liberal Jews on these kibbutzim on the border. Many of them are left-wing. Many of them have been talking about a two-state solution. They took these Palestinians in, they paid them, they befriended them, they had meals with them, and they were stabbed in the back by them. What's interesting, if you open your Bible, you won't find the Palestinians. If you read the Babylonian text, you won't find the Palestinians. If you read the Persian texts, you won't find the Palestinians. If you read the Roman texts, you won't find the Palestinians. They're nowhere. They were Bedouins. When the Jews were forced out of these areas several thousand years ago, some remained. But in that vortex, in that gap, came Bedouins and others. Even before the Palestinians, quote unquote. So what happens? So the Jews organize and they decide, we're going to take our homeland back. We're going to take our homeland back, our birthplace back, the birth of our religion back. Now think about it. Look at the Middle East right now. And I'm telling you all this because of her, to counter her. So I just mentioned to you that of these three faiths, Islam came 600 or 700 years after Christianity. So how is it that other than Israel, there's almost no Jews in the rest of the Middle East? How is that possible? How is it possible there's almost no Christians in the rest of the Middle East, except in Israel and the Coptic Christians in Egypt, who were murdered and abused and treated like second-class citizens by the Egyptian Muslims, by the way. But there's so few Christians left in the Middle East. There's almost no Jew except in Israel. There's almost no Jews left except in Israel. How is that possible? When Judaism predates Islam and Christianity predates Islam. Isn't that amazing? Nobody ever discusses this. And then they have these massive land masses. Massive. When you look at Saudi Arabia and Egypt, they're huge. Syria, huge. Iraq, huge. Look at these areas. But this little sliver, the size of New Jersey, in the middle of it all, is what's preventing peace from breaking out in the Middle East. As the Muslims are slaughtering each other in Syria, as the Muslims are slaughtering each other in Yemen, as the Muslims are treating fellow Muslims like dirt in Qatar and Saudi Arabia and other places. Seriously? Go ahead.
I want to say to all of them, every genocide enabler, look at this room's mother. We ain't going anywhere.
And of course, there's never a discussion about what happens to women. Never. Never a discussion about how women are treated. Never. Why is that? You see all these so-called self-identified progressives, I hate the word, but again, for understanding purposes, who back this movement. Many of them are women. Do they understand what would happen to them if the Islamists actually controlled the country? They'd be wearing burqas from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet with, little eye holes and mouth holes. Have you seen people like this in our country? I have, and I take a look like, wow. Wow. Right here in America. That's why you never hear from the feminist organizations anymore. Have you heard from the feminist organizations anymore condemning these Islamists? Do you? Never. Not a word. Do you ever hear from the Marxists, who they have fused with their revolution? Never. Not a word. Go. See this? Listen to what she's saying. As horrific as she is, listen to her words, because there's some truth in the fact of her braggadocio about their growth. They're bringing siblings from other movements. That's what they're doing. Go Go ahead.
With us. Every corner of the city that raised me has shown me how to fight for civil rights and justice and against oppression. It'll show you, because I want you to be truly present in this city that gave me strength. It's not just Demi Palestinian, it's that as an American, this city taught me that the political structures that I have to work in, that we all are surrounded by, was built on slavery and genocide.
There you go. There you go. The whole system, she says, needs to be destroyed because it was built on slavery and genocide and so forth and so on. So this is part of the Marxism ideology and propaganda about America too. The only country that I know of on the face of the earth, except for the Western countries that are failing now, and we could too, that allows the revolutionaries to come into their own country, protects them as they organize and get bigger and bigger in their effort to overthrow the very system, the civil society and the culture to which they have escaped here, in which they seek to overthrow and turn us just into another hideous third world nation. You know, impoverishment, no liberties whatsoever. Go ahead.
And rape and oppression. Detroit taught me that these institutions will never save us. Detroit will remind me constantly, the community mothers, that it's not the genocide-enabling Congress or the White House that will free our people.
The genocide-enabling Congress or White House. Why? Because they support Israel. Israel was attacked. It's been attacked over and over and over and over again. She used to talk about river to the sea, the extermination, the elimination of the Jews. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is a cancer that's metastasizing, a cancer in our midst. And she's free to be a member of the House of Representatives? Go ahead.
It is only us. It can only be us.
Now, they're all applauding. What she's talking about now is against America, the United States. Its founding is poison, she's saying. Slavery, genocide. The United States, she's forced to work in this system. So they need to destroy the system. They need to destroy the country. This should be shocking to you. This should be absolutely shocking. It should be of enormous concern to you. It should also concern you that the Democrat Party is kind of sweet to this, but at a minimum, it doesn't openly object to this. The vast majority of these people are Democrats, and they're going to vote Democrat. They call themselves whatever they want, democratic socialists and so forth. But they're operationally within the Democrat Party as they seek to devour the Democrat Party, and they're succeeding in doing that. Go ahead.
So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your incredible courage. This is the least we can do is show up. The least we can do to try to save lives. Enabling the genocide in Gaza.
It's amazing to me that the element in the world that's slaughtering people, raping people, destroying civil societies, that is primitive and barbaric, a throwback to the 7th century, is now viewed as the side against genocide and liberation, when they are nothing more than human wrecking balls. Go ahead.
Dismantling the apartheid system that oppresses Palestinians. Unifies so
the apartheid system in Israel. You mean where the Christians, Arabs, Druze, atheists all have a right to vote and run for office and serve on the courts? Is that the apartheid system? Meanwhile, look at Gaza. There's an apartheid system, only so-called Palestinians, led by terrorists. Nothing else is permitted. You don't have free speech, you don't have free elections, there's no competition, there's none of those things. There's obedience or death. Yeah, or the apartheid system. The entire Middle East is filled with an apartheid system except for the State of Israel. Except for the State of Israel. But they have the propaganda down, they have the Western media on their side. It's a big problem. Go ahead.
Many different struggles, you all seen it, for freedom and justice at home and abroad. What's been tested?
Freedom and justice at home and abroad. If we don't have freedom and justice in the United States, then we don't have freedom and justice anywhere on the globe. Tell me anywhere where the Palestinians control territory where there's freedom and justice. Anywhere. Show me. Of the Palestinians. Nowhere. Go ahead.
On the killing fields of Gaza is already being deployed.
Killing fields. Genocide. Look at the propaganda she uses. October 7th comes. She's fine with it. It's a long time coming. Long time coming. Holocaust, fine with it. So be it, and so forth and so on. The level of hate in this culture and the indoctrination is beyond belief, and you don't have to believe me. You can believe the son of the founder of Hamas, who's converted to Christianity and talks over and over again about Hamas and the mindset and the indoctrination and the hate and the lust for killing. And he's not alone. There have been a few who have escaped this ideology, who've written books, who speak out against it, who are all but ignored. All but ignored. Never be invited to a group like this. Go ahead.
Right here in the streets of America. What our government is willing to do to Palestinians, they are willing to do to all of you.
Let me also make this observation. There's no reports of gangs of Christians and Jews trying to force their way into this meeting, doing anything outside this meeting to anybody, chasing anybody down the streets, carrying Israeli and American flags, even though it's in America. No reports of any of that. So they're free to do as they wish. But I can only imagine if there was a hall of Jews or evangelical Christians, together or apart, speaking out against the Palestinian movement, speaking out against Hamas, speaking out against the Students for Justice in Palestine and all these front groups. I can only imagine what would be taking place in front of that building or tent or wherever the location is. Go ahead.
It is no surprise to me, as the daughter of Detroit, that I see our government that has supplied the bombs and excuses Israel from destroying literally every single day hospitals, communities in Gaza, and manufacturing mass starvation is also the same government that's defunding healthcare and food assistance programs here in our country.
The only country on the face of the earth that feeds the people of the regime they're trying to destroy. And let me make something very, very clear. You don't build a tunnel system in a territory that's 24 miles long, a tunnel system that is almost as big as the New York City subway system, with electricity, without the participation of the citizenry. It's impossible. And they did it. Apparently, much of it without notice. Imagine the amount of soil, the amount of dirt that has to be moved to build a tunnel system like that, a subway system. Imagine. Imagine where they have to put it. Imagine the number of people are involved if big cranes are not involved and big tractors are not involved and explosives are not involved. Imagine the amount of human labor. Hamas couldn't have possibly done this by itself. It had to be an all-territory project. And imagine all the people who knew these things were being done, were being built under their homes, under their hospitals, under their mosques. I just point that out to you, Mr. and Mrs. America. The idea that the people there, every one of them is innocent and didn't know what was taking place is absurd. Think about your own community. Could you build a tunnel system over 400 miles of tunnels under your homes, under your schools, under your hospitals, under your places of worship, and not know about it? Somebody down the street's working on it, at least. There's some noise taking place. Some trucks are moving the dirt and the sand. So this is an all people involved enterprise that took place. And they never talk about also that what took place on October 7 in these kibbutzim, this slaughter that took place, Palestinian citizens participated in it. Participated in it. Including some who were befriended by the Jews, who were quite liberal Jews on these kibbutzim on the border. Many of them are left-wing. Many of them have been talking about a two-state solution. They took these Palestinians in, they paid them, they befriended them, they had meals with them, and they were stabbed in the back by them, literally. That's the Israel border. You know what happens on the Egyptian border? You know how many Palestinians can leave and work in Egypt? 0. 0. They have a big gateway there, the Rafah gate. They won't open it. They won't allow the Palestinians into Egypt. Why not? They know something? Go ahead.
It is no surprise. It is no surprise that a government that uses its military force to kill and torture and kidnap people abroad will turn those same forces to its own people here on the streets.
Are we using our military to torture and kill people abroad? Or giving assistance to an ally who purchases the equipment to defend itself? See, this nut job speaks this way and spoke this way even before October 7th. She and her family have always talked this way. Yet they come to the United States and they want to overthrow the United States.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.